Oh, all right. Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys can see me. A lot of stuff's happening. I'll get to that later. Join me on the Demetra K Show at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm at my I just finished my VA appointment. I had a blood draw today after my procedure, so very important to monitor my kidneys. The medication that I'm on is some powerful shit. So the kidneys have to be monitored and stuff. So I just talked to the doctor, let her know that I did the blood draw so she could look at the new results and all that other stuff. But old age is, as we know, for a lot of us is something, right? But anyway, Semper Fi, happy birthday to you Marines and you Marine family members out there. 250 years of serving this country. Doesn't go, what's that, unscripted and what's that show? Unsung. Doesn't go unsung. So I don't got my glasses, so my eyes are kind of messing up. But as I'm leaving the VA facility, they're giving us these things that were made by the children, right? And I want to share this with you guys. And I know I'm getting old when I start getting sentimental, stuff like this. Here is something that a young man drew, and it says, thank you. And of course, it's a Marine Corps Navy anchor, right? And he drew it. Look, I don't know if he traced it, but he drew it. Very, very good. It says, Dear veterans, thank you for helping the country and fighting for your lives. I think he meant our lives. And thank you and have a great day from Jesus. This is what's up. This is what I'm fighting for. The future for these damn kids. Not damn kids, but for these kids. So they can have a future and a chance. And, and it brought back memories for me because remember some of you guys remember during Vietnam, the Vietnam War, the guys were in and out, the war's winding down, right? And I remember when I was in school at St. Philip's, in Fullerton, California, Orange County. Matter of fact, our first grade teacher, her brother went missing in Vietnam, and we ended up dedicating a tree. If Sylvia Rini is watching this and Diane Sherlock, we all went to Fullerton, of course my brother. We all went there. There's a tree and it's still there. The plaque, it was dedicated to Mrs. Geist's brother who was missing in Vietnam. But as the war is winding down, I remember doing things like this. For the truth. I don't know who was going to get it, whatever. But I remember, with the crayons and coloring and stuff and just writing things, to, make the troops feel better and thanking them for their service. And that's what's up. And, it didn't bring a tear to my eye, but it's just something that struck me because it was like, wow, these kids are doing exactly what I did, 40 years ago. About 45 years ago. And, to be unsung and unforgotten, that these kids are, we live in a world today where everybody forgets freedom isn't free. A lot of these veterans have sacrificed, especially in these desert wars. There are so many young people that are just jacked up after serving in Afghanistan and Iraq. And your scars aren't always physical. And I didn't tear up, but I was like, wow, I remember doing something like this. This is when we, the country was split, you can see where that divide started happening, but we were unified in supporting, our troops. We don't do that too much anymore. So here's another one. And this was by a Girl Scout troop, and it's made with love from Valentina. Troop 1428. I just want to share this with you guys. I think it's important because these kids put in the effort. And it says, of course, lest we forget. And it says, your service reminds us what the selflessness looks like. Thank you for all you've given. Love, Valentina. That means a lot. That means a lot to me. And it means a lot to those that serve, that we're not forgotten. And I know I'm getting old because I'm starting to get sentimental because I'm remembering doing the same exact thing at 5 years old, right? Good morning, Aja, who's another veteran. Aja's another veteran. She's tech sergeant, E6, local, homegrown, city of Moreno Valley, served at the base within her city, right? And Aja says, I got a few from the Boys and Girl Scouts when I served. It was so sweet. Yeah, and it's just motivating because it makes you think this is what we're fighting for. We're fighting for not only, America and our way of life, but we're fighting for the future. We're fighting for the future. That's why we can't sit here and sit on our hands and let the corporations buy up all the properties. We should be able to give these children the same opportunities that we had. And I think it's a crime when we are robbing them to fund our lifestyles. It's sad. It's very sad. So anyway, my appointment's over. As Aja knows, I'm headed back into traffic. I live 12 miles from here. It will take me almost an hour, 45 minutes to an hour to get home. Real talk. This is where we're at. So for those young people that do what they do, thank you guys. I really appreciate that. Really made my day. It really did. And it made me think about when all the turmoil was going on during Vietnam and I really didn't understand it. It made me think, what are these kids probably thinking? Like, you guys are superheroes and doing all this great stuff, but it's the future. We got to start thinking. We got to stop thinking about today and start thinking about what's best for our children and our grandchildren. Simple as that. Okay, you guys, headed into traffic.